Subscribe to Blessed Dark for your dose of art, architecture, and design, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
Hey yo guys, welcome back to Blessed Dark. A lot of you have been asking me for this video for my thesis and it is finally here, and let me tell you before I even start, this is going to be a long video. So in this video I am going to take you through my thesis, through everything that I did, all the concepts that I applied, all the logic and everything that I did. I will tell you, I will try my best to tell you. It is going to be a long video because the project was huge, so there's so much to tell you guys. So without wasting time on anything else, let's get right into the thesis. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm showing you the presentation that I had submitted for NIASA, that is the thesis competition by the Council of Architecture. My thesis came at the top 10 in the zonal level. So this is the presentation that I had made for them. There might be some additions that I'll do here so that I can explain it better to you, but let's go ahead and look at the presentation. So the name of my project, as I named it, was Chalchitra Kala Bhavan, but what it was the permanent complex for the International Film Festival of India. It is like a huge film festival, obviously not as big as Cannes or Berlin Film Festival or Venice Film Festival, but in India it's still huge. For the initial years, the IFFI used to travel, so sometimes in Goa, sometimes in Mumbai, sometimes somewhere else. But in 2014 they finally settled on Goa, and year after year they've been doing it in Goa. Now right now they do it in different facilities of Goa. Some of them are nearby, some of them are far away. So what they wanted was one huge space where they could do all of it together. So that is what this whole project was, a permanent venue for the IFFI. So let me tell you a little bit about the site. In Goa, there's this area called Dona Paula, and within this area is the site. So this whole area, Panjim, Dona Paula, these are like old places in Goa where the Portuguese also settled. So they have a rich heritage. The areas have a rich heritage, but around the site there is nothing. There is empty lands and there are modern buildings. So the rich heritage is basically mostly in Panjim, but right around the site we have nothing. Some stats I'll give you about the site. The site is approximately 62 acres. It was initially given for the Rajiv Gandhi IT Park, but there was some corruption issues. Something happened in 2013. The site was taken back from the Rajiv Gandhi IT scheme and it was given to the Entertainment Society of Goa. So Entertainment Society of Goa was specially formed to look after the International Film Festival of India. So those guys were given this site and they were told, you know what, do whatever you want to. And they were like, yeah, tab se ab tak kuch hua nahi hai. But so this is where this site was and this is where the complex was to be made. Okay, so the blue are the residential areas. There are some hospitalities, some government offices here and there. Now one major thing that I do want to tell you is there is Manipal Hospitals right next to the site. So this thing that you can see in pink, that is Manipal Hospital and it is right next to the site. So this was one thing that I had to take into consideration. Now one thing also I will tell you about this site is that obviously this huge parcel of land is the site, but do you see the roads inside the site? So the Rajiv Gandhi IT people had already started some constructions, divided this site in such, and then made roads which further connected to, you know, the localities at the far end. As you can see, according to the government, these roads had to stay there and I had to just make things around this road. So even though I had a 62-acre site, the site was basically divided into 3 halves. So this was the one main challenge that I had on the site. But let's go on to tell you what all functions were needed on the site. What was the program? Okay, so the program for this whole thing, these are the list of requirements. The site was huge, obviously, so the requirements are loads. So they needed a hotel, they needed offices for the IFFI, they needed a film institute, they needed a 5-star hotel, a large convention hall for opening and closing ceremonies, auditoriums of different capacities, exhibition spaces, food court, multiplex, shopping area. And as if these were not enough, I added 3 more programs of my own: a 3D simulation and a virtual reality building, a motel which finally turned out to be guest houses, and third, a drive-in theater. So these were 3 additions that I gave to the site. So because of these huge functions, what was happening was there could be limitless possibilities. I could just do anything anywhere. I could place this here, this here, this here, this here. But to be honest, that did not make sense to me. I needed it all to make sense. I needed there to be a reason that this thing is placed here because of this reason, and that reason had to be strong. I needed the placements to make sense as a whole. So, what I did. So, this is something that is important and one of the genius things that I did on the site. There are three main factors that I had taken from the site. Obviously, we know there are no views from the site. There's literally nothing visible from the site except like some buildings and dead trees everywhere, and no strong context in the near vicinity. So even though Goa and Panjim as a whole have a strong context, there was no strong context on the site, and even the beach from the site was very, very far. You can't walk and reach the beach, it's far. Obviously, there are these constraints, but there were also three more constraints. One was the hospital. So the hospital was right next to the site, so I had to make sure things that make a lot of noise should not be near the hospital. Second was the main road. So this main road is where people will approach the whole thing from. So a lot of buildings that have to catch attention need to be near the main road. So that was another thing that I had to take care of. The third was the internal roads. So other things that needed, to be reached could be reached through these internal roads, but these internal roads also divided the site into three halves. So taking these three constraints that I had, I was just, to be honest, I had just done random things, and I had made like 15 different site plans randomly. And my thesis guide was like, yeah, why don't you just take one of them? They all of them look nice. Just take one of them. I was like, no, sir, this still does not make sense to me. And I was frustrated, and randomly one day what I did, so I took this site plan and I had an A4 sheet. I just on that A4 sheet made a grid. So this grid that you see, I did not divide the site evenly. I did not divide the site as, you know, properly within areas. Maybe I should have done that, but what I did was using that grid on the A4 sheet, I just divided the whole site. And now I had all these 32 different zones on the site. Now comes the genius part. I took each of the functions individually and zoned them. So convention hall, where all it can be, multiplexes, where all it can be. And all of these had parameters. So like convention halls needed to have easy access. On the other hand, could not be near the hospital because it would make a noise. As much as it is insulated, it would make some noise, and it'd be huge because these are opening and closing ceremonies. So obviously it can't be near the hospital. So like this, I had parameters for all of them: offices, auditoriums, VR and 3D simulation buildings. So for some of them, the main concern was they need to be near roads and visible. For some of them, it was to stay away from the hospital. So I zoned each of these functions individually. And then what I did, I took them all to Excel. So remember, I had given numbers to all of these zones. So I had made this Excel, I had written the functions, I had written zones, and I had written what thing can go where. And below this, I had sort of tried to see what functions can I club together. So if there are functions that I can, bring together, like on the ground floor, this can happen, on the first floor, this can happen. Somehow if those functions can be clubbed together. So let me just share with you something that happened during this time. So I had reached this stage and just made this Excel sheet, and we had a sort of discussion at that time. So we had intervals of discussion. My external guide was there, my thesis coordinator, the person handling all of thesis was there. There was my thesis guide, and there was another random teacher. And I had told them what I was doing, and I had showed them this Excel sheet. Now I had not made anything beyond this. This is the point till then that I've reached. And obviously it was a little later into the semester, but also getting that idea of this is what I could do took a little while. It was not that instant. And I remember the reactions. So these were the reactions. My thesis coordinator was sitting there like this. My external guide, who's the person that comes from outside, who's a practicing architect who helps us out, was looking at my whole thing like this. My thesis guide was obviously horrified. And finally, that fourth teacher, I still remember, she denies she even did that, but I still remember what she did, and she looked at my whole sheet and she was like, Excel पे डिजाइन करता है क्या कोई? हाँ, मैं करता हूँ. By the way, this is just for the teacher. My thesis was the best in the class, and that is why it got into the top 10 at the zonal level as well. And it was because of Excel, okay? Excel. So there may be some personal issues that I will need to work on. I will do meditation and yoga and all that, but let's just move on with the thesis. Alright, so after I made the Excel sheet, here is what I did. So then clubbing the things together and seeing what I could place there, I made 6 different options. So these 6 different options of where everything could go. Now, obviously, you might say, so yeah, just pick one of them and be done with it. I was like, no, 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 no. We need to go further. So then I made another Excel sheet and I put all of the options here. I put each of the programs there and then I wrote down what are the pros and cons for each program in each function. I gave them a total score, like each option got a total score. And even then, I was not happy with a single score. So, what I did was I combined 3 different options to finally create my final zoning output. So, this was the final zoning output that I created. So, by the way, this is not my concept, this is zoning. Now let's come to my concept. So up till now, till my 5th year, I always took concepts that were complicated or that, had a lot of thought and a lot of this and that into it. For my thesis, I was like, you know what? It needs to be simple. I made an axis, one straight pathway through all 3 parts of the site, and I said, I want this to be a pedestrian boulevard. I want a simple straight walkway that crosses all of these 3 and combines the whole thing together. I wanted something that could join the whole thing together. And this would be an axis. You would be able to see through the site, with this axis. And obviously, wherever there are axes, you need endpoints, you need focal points. So there needed to be 2 focal points right at the end of each side of the axis. Okay, so my design process. So obviously, there's the pedestrian boulevard, that is the concept. There are site setbacks that I have to take into consideration, and there was the final zoning that I had done. Now, using all of these 3 things together, I merged all of them and finally came up with my very first site plan. My thesis guide was finally relieved that I was doing something. And to be honest, he, by the end of it, trusted that I would take care of the design part till we came the end of my thesis. And he used to discuss practicality in a lot of things with me, because I used to sometimes go a little big with my ideas. And he was like, Rishabh, designing you can do, let's talk practicality, let's talk construction methods, let's talk these things, because that is somewhere you're liking. Design you can do. So this was the first plan that I made. I will not go into this because I evolved this first plan into my second plan. I will not go into this as well. I will go into my final site plan. So this is the final site plan that I made. If you can see, I will tell you, there is this whole pedestrian boulevard that you see that goes through. And obviously, it could not be just a same width straight pathway that goes. It needed to get narrow, it needed to get bigger, and then narrow again, and then bigger, and then narrow again, and then bigger. So there's that drama that keeps happening while you walk through. The focal points that I talked about. So you see this, that is the hotel at one point, and you see this, that is the convention hall at one point. So these 2 are the focal points, and these 2 are the biggest and the tallest structures on my whole site. So these are both 6 stories tall. Keeping with the context of Goa, nothing is high rise. Everything is like 2 story, 3 story at max. These 2 are the only things that go up till 6 stories. So when you're on this central axis, you can see on both sides. On one end, you can see the convention hall 6 stories high. On the other hand, you could see the hotel 6 stories high. So these were the 2 main focal points that happened. So let me tell you all of the functions that I made. So obviously, I've told you about the hotel. Then there was the guest houses. So these were the guest houses that I made. Now the planning, I wanted a planning similar to what I saw in Panjim. So when I went to Panjim, the old neighborhood, I had actually stayed inside it while I was doing the site study as well. And the roads there were not straight, were not on a grid, were not something that you could easily grasp. It took like a few times to go through, and then you would understand, oh, this meets this here, this meets this here. So I wanted that feeling. So these were some of the visuals of the whole area, and I wanted these visuals into my site. I wanted people to sort of have an area to get lost and then discover new things and then get lost again, and maybe it take a little half a day to understand the area around. And that is why I made these in the way that I've made them. I'll get into them in detail as we go forward, but let's move on. There's the market plaza. On this axis, there are 3 different plazas. There is the market plaza, right at the center is the food court plaza, and right in front of the convention hall is the red carpet plaza. So the market plaza is actually integrated with the guest houses. So it is, the whole feeling is sort of similar to being in a neighborhood where there are guest houses all around, and then there's a central marketplace. Just like you see everywhere in all places in India, there are central marketplaces and then residential areas around it. So I just wanted that feel. Moving on, we come to the food court plaza. Other than just food available here, there are auditoriums surrounding it. So this is the main plaza. This is where everybody would be because all three auditoriums are here. The multiplex is nearby, the exhibition, the VR 3D simulation buildings, everything is nearby. So this is the main area where everybody would be. Moving on, we come to the convention hall. We come to obviously the red carpet plaza right in front of it. So this is where the red carpet events would take place. So if you've seen Cannes Film Festival events where everybody wears, random things and walks the red carpet, this is the area that would happen. Again, all of these three plazas I will discuss in detail. I'm quickly going on the site plan. Then there are the offices for IFFI and the Entertainment Society of Goa. There's the Film Institute, and finally there is the drive-in theatre. This is the whole site plan. In this sheet, what I want to show you is how the pedestrian boulevard, that the thing I was talking about goes back, becomes narrow, opens up, becomes narrow. So this is what is happening. I was really, really happy with how this came along. The whole thing, the whole sections together, they looked very, very, very good. All right. So obviously in my whole plan, because it was so huge, I was not gonna detail out each and every function. I have a limited time for thesis. So obviously I was detailing out the three plazas, which was the market plaza, the food court plaza, and the red carpet plaza. And I detailed out everything that was around it. So basically in this whole plan, I detailed around all of these areas. Let's move on to my very first area, which is the market plaza. So this is the plan for the market plaza plus guest houses. I wanted to give a full feel, a community feel, like have a central space and then get into your own personal areas. But then all of these central spaces also open up into the big area, the marketplace. So I had actually imagined it so that all of, the thelawalas and everybody would come together and make a whole summer winter market here. And people can just go through the shops and just look at everything. There are obviously on the periphery, there are shops that are permanent shops, but other than that, all of the shops that I wanted here were temporary. I wanted a proper Indian, proper market at this place. All right, so below you can see some of the elevations of this whole area. So this blue part and this red part that you see are this blue and red part are actually staircases. These are dummy buildings and they just hide the staircases. So they are this and this part in the whole plan. So they just visually are there to complete the whole rectangle. So the rectangle looks like a rectangle. Obviously they are cut out from between so that cars can go through them. But overall, when you're standing there, visually the whole area would look one. The whole area would look like, this is a pedestrian plaza, although there is a road crossing through here. So that is what I wanted, this plaza to bridge the two things together so that the whole area feels one, does not feel divided into two halves by roads. And I think I was pretty successful in doing that. So this was something very easy and something very quick. I'll just go through this. So this, as you can see, this one bedroom, a porch and a bathroom. So this was the guest house that I had created. I had just mirrored it and this became module 2. So basically the whole guest houses, all of these plans that you see here are just an interplay of these 6 modules. Everything here is just these 6 modules placed in different random places. So this is what these modules look like. So you can see module 1, module 2, module 3 becomes 2 stories, module 4, 5, 6. Now all of these colors here that you see are also inspired from the old Portuguese neighborhood because I loved the colors there. I just completely loved them. So these were the elevations, these were the sections of the whole place. Yeah, so this was my market plaza. Market plaza plus guest houses. Now let's move on to the section 2, the food court plaza. I hope I'm editing this video so that this doesn't become too long because it's been an hour and I've been speaking about my thesis. So let's just see. All right, it's gonna end soon. There's this food court plaza and red carpet plaza. Just two more left. So the food court plaza would be the central place. The visual is not that great, but it gives you a glimpse of, you know, what I was trying to create in the whole area. Let's come to the plan. So the food court plaza has is the central space in the whole site. It has three auditoriums surrounding it, three auditoriums of three different capacities. It also has restaurants, fast food joints. The central landscaping and everything was something that I played with at that time. To be honest, today if I see, I would just keep the place empty because I think what I did there was not as great. Maybe I'll revisit this whole section that I had created here. But other than that, auditorium plans and everything I worked on, yeah, it came out pretty decently. It came out pretty well. Yeah, that was it. I don't think there's much conceptually to tell you about it. By the way, in the description below would be a link to my thesis, the whole written thesis of the design that I had made, and you can just check that out. So I have detailed out everything there. So you can just check that out if you want to go into extreme detail. And then finally we come to the red carpet plaza. The red carpet plaza is the place where, you know, the whole red carpet thing would happen. So I wanted it to be grand, to be big, and that is why this, even though this visual is a little sketchish and kiddish, but this is what I wanted stairs that lead up to the central area lined with red carpet so that people can walk up and down and they can have nice shots taken of themselves. And the whole building, I wanted it to glow from behind, and that is why obviously right now it's reflecting the sky, but at night obviously this is glass, so there would be yellow ambient light coming from it, and there's a wooden interiors inside, so it would look spectacular at night. The red carpet plaza in plan is pretty simple. Now here I could not let the road pass through the site because it would just disturb the plaza too much. So I decided that we would remake the road and it would go from below my plaza. I know it would cost a lot of money, but it made sense for the whole project because this area had to be one. So in the marketplace, we had let the road divided into two, but visually we had connected it to be one. Here, the whole place needed to be one straight surface. Obviously, I did not detail out the convention hall because that would be another thesis in itself. So my thesis was mostly urban level because detailing these three plazas out is what I actually did. So this is where my presentation for Nyasa ended, but I would just like to take you back to the site plan and end it. This, to be honest, thesis was the most amazing project that I did and the part that I loved the most was the zoning and then my concept. The zoning, I think, was a stroke of genius that somehow came into my mind and putting those things together. And the concept, what I loved for the first time, it was so simple. Designing that simplicity was not as easy, but it was just a simple concept, and I loved doing this project. I love designing each and every aspect of this project. I know I've been speaking a lot. I love talking about this project, but there might be things that I've missed out, and there might be a lot of questions in your mind, so you can let me know all of that in the comments below and I will tell you about them. If there are too many questions, I'll just make a thesis part 2 where I'll just answer your questions. And that is it. That was my thesis video. I loved this project right from the start. Right till the end, I loved it. Obviously, I told you it went for Nyasa as well, and came in the top 10. I was shocked when they called out my name. And people, when I started speaking there, people recognized me. Obviously, I had my YouTube channel back then also when I went for the competition. So as I started speaking, some of the people actually recognized me because of my voice. They didn't look at me and instantly recognize. But as I started speaking, and once I start speaking, especially in a public place, I get into my zone. I don't usually talk like this like I'm talking on YouTube. I usually am pretty shy. I'm pretty mellow and would, not talk as energetically. But once you put me on stage, once you put me in front of something that I love and explaining that, I will go on. So that is what happened once you put me on stage there. Some people recognized me. That was amazing. Finally, I'm ending it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this video. Please subscribe to Blessed Dark and let me know what video do you want next. What other things do you want to see? Do you want to see my projects? Anything else specifically? And yeah, and also please hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever a new video comes out. It really helps me. It helps you with newer content. And yeah, that is it. I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye-bye.